After interviewing dozens of refugees, witnesses and defectors, a UN Special Rapporteur has described the human rights situation in Myanmar as catastrophic.
The junta has carried out a campaign of violence, oppression, and terror against the people of Myanmar. Junta forces have killed more than 2,000 civilians, arrested more than 14,000, displaced more than 700,000, driving the number of internally displaced persons in Myanmar to well over 1 million. The military's attack on the people of Myanmar constitute crimes against humanity and war crimes.
Alarm stage. Phase 2 of the 3-stage emergency gas plan is now activated, as Russia cut off 60% of supply through the Nordstream pipeline last week. Russia denies the move is politically motivated and blames it on delayed deliveries of maintenance equipment due to EU sanctions. Further cuts are to be expected over the summer due to annual maintenance. Since the beginning of the war, European countries have monitored daily flows and storage more strictly. Under Stage 2, gas producers will have to balance out disruptions by finding alternative sources and being more productive. For now, authorities have blocked the clause that would allow utilities to pass on rising costs to consumers.
Winding mountain roads and falling temperatures, intense weather conditions and difficult terrain are hampering relief efforts in Afghanistan, which is already facing a deteriorating humanitarian crisis following the Taliban's takeover last August. Convoys are slow to arrive in the remote southeastern region, where many civilians have lost everything. Some aid has made it to the cut-off areas, mostly from neighbouring countries. Pakistan sent 8 trucks loaded with food and first aid, and Iranian military planes delivered the first batch of its aid package.
The motion to concur with an amendment is agreed to.
Overnight, the Senate passing the first significant gun legislation in the U.S. in nearly 3 decades. The bill includes enhancing background checks for gun buyers under 21, closing the so-called boyfriend loophole, which would prevent people convicted of domestic violence from owning guns, and providing funding for school security and mental health programs. It stops short of banning or raising the age to buy AR-15 style guns.
What we are doing will save thousands of lives without violating anyone's Second Amendment rights.
The vote came just hours after the Supreme Court expanded gun rights. The justices struck down New York's century-old law that required a resident seeking a license to carry a concealed gun to prove they have a heightened need for self-defense. By a 6-3 majority, the Supreme Court said the law violates the Second Amendment.
Protesters are forced back by tear gas in Quito, with no respite in sight in their face-off with police, as dozens try to storm Ecuador's parliament. Around 10,000 indigenous demonstrators from across the country took to the streets of the capital to call for action to tackle the rising cost of living. A cut in fuel prices is at the top of their list of demands, as well as a cap on food prices, ending the expansion of oil and mining industries in indigenous territories, and renegotiating deadlines for farmers to repay loans.
Eskom appealing to its striking workers this afternoon to put South Africa first. The unprotected action at power plants has forced the utility to plunge the country into stage 4 blackouts. The latest outages are going to last until Sunday. Eskom says the move will help conserve emergency generation reserves. The strike action follows a deadlock in wage negotiations. Eskom says roads have been blockaded and employees who continue to work are being intimidated. It's appealing to trade unions to respect the law and desist from illegal conduct.